How will be my career? How my profession will shape up? Should I be doing a business or a job? What would be my work environment like? Will I be successful? Will it be comfortable? So, all these questions I'll try and answer, try and decode about your profession in today's video. Namaste everyone, this is Archit. Welcome back to Grihalok. Today, we will be deep diving into the subject of profession, how to judge the environment of your profession, and how successful you will be in your profession as per the Vedic principles as well as Bhrigu Nandi Nadi. Let's figure out, let's deep dive. So, we all know as per Bhrigu Nandi Nadi, the chief planet, the prime planet that is responsible for your profession, your karmas is Saturn. And we see the Yatra and the Yuti of Saturn to determine whether professionally how successful you will be or not. So in this, you also need to pay very close attention to what would be the progression of Saturn. So progression of Saturn becomes very important, as well as the dasha, the mahadasha of a particular planet you are running at that point in time also governs, also determines to a great extent whether your efforts would bring in fruit or not. So you need to monitor and observe all these things very closely, because ultimately it is the yoga that the Saturn forms with other planets in your chart, and the yatra of Saturn along with the dasha that you are running will activate those results, will reward your efforts. Let's take an example. Say suppose your Saturn is sitting in the second house, and with Saturn there is Mercury and Venus, and ahead of Saturn there is Ketu. So yes, you will have a great start. You will be able to find a good job or your area of interest. But as the Saturn progresses, it is meeting Ketu. There could be a break in career, there could be a break in your profession, or there could be a change in the direction which you are thinking. Earlier you might be doing a job, then later you want to do a business. So all these things are represented by the presence of Ketu in the yatra of Saturn. Similarly, you have a Saturn and Ketu Yuti, but in the Yatra of Saturn, in the second house to Saturn, there is Jupiter and Venus sitting together. That changes the complete equation. Initially, yes, you will have struggles finding your true calling, your true profession, but once you find that footing, your journey is very smooth. It is filled with growth and money. So this is how the Yatra of Saturn makes a huge amount of difference in any person's chart. Now coming to a very specific Vedic principle, how to judge and how to see your profession is, you need to see your 10th house lord from the Lagna in the Navamsha chart. Now the Rashi that the 10th house lord occupies in the Navamsha chart determines the environment of your profession, the environment that you will be working in. Now that is a very specific sutra from Jataka Parijata, and this I have tested on so many charts and it works flawlessly. Another thing that determines, that distinguishes your chart from others, that will determine whether you will rise to the career peaks, whether you will be one amongst the 100 or thousands that reach to the pinnacle of name, fame and prosperity. What is that combination? So you need to see the Lagna Lord of D1 chart and the Lagna Lord of the Dashamsha chart, which is D10 chart. If both these Lagna Lords are conjunct, sitting together in the D10 chart, in good houses and not in trick houses, especially 6, 8, 12, that means you are destined to rise in your career. You will rise to great heights. See, ultimately what happens is, what you need to see properly in charts is what yoga Saturn and Venus are forming together, because Saturn is the Karmakarak and Venus is the planet that is responsible for the flow of money, luxury, comforts in your life. So if these two planets are in good yuti, forming good yogas in your chart, responsible for all the Raj yogas in your chart, you will prosper. Similarly, the right dasha needs to be running in your life. If you are running a bad dasha with all these combinations, obviously the result will not be that great. You will be met with frustrations, delays, procrastination issues. But the moment the right dasha comes, things will start falling in place. I hope you got a lot of clarity about judging your profession through this video. If you have any doubts, if you need my professional guidance, I'm always there. You can always book a consultation and I'll be more than happy to help you out. Thank you so much for watching. Over to the next one. Bye bye.